morning, afternoon, night. This is We Are Not Prepared, and we are your hosts, Byron
and Mark Ivy.
Good morning. Welcome to
We are not the prepared show. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. We are not prepared.
We're so unprepared. I didn't even know she said start talking.
We don't even know if we're recording right now, to be honest.
It could be just you, I, and these two ladies that we kidnapped.
Yes, and no one would ever know what was spoken of in here.
Welcome, Mark. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
You look lovely.
Do I?
Yes.
You know what? This shirt. So I've dropped a few pounds, not gonna lie. And this shirt buttons now. And so I put it on and I am losing a little bit of circulation in the midsection, but I'm in there, baby.
I can see the outline of your pecs.
Yeah. That's not because they're strong. Because they're a little flabby.
They look great.
Oh, thank you. Coming from a sighted man, that means a lot.
It does. You're fogging my glasses up.
Woo! Hey, welcome back to the fog room.
And we have two lovely guests. One who just walked in. I guess they both walked in, didn't they?
They did.
On my immediate left is Xana
Williams.
That's what I thought, Williams. And on her left is Ashley Howard. And so welcome.
Thank you.
That was a heck of an intro. You really just...
You want to do it better?
Nailed it.
You want to do it better?
No, you're good. We know who they are now.
Well, I just wanted to get their name. Then we could find out personal information of it.
Oh, boy.
What was your...
Mother's maiden name?
Have you ever had a
last four
dog?
of your social?
Yes.
What was your first dog's name?
Snuggles.
Really?
Snuggles, get out
Oh
of
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. He was snuggly.
Was he?
Not to me though.
I have a human only dog rule name.
Yeah.
Dog name rule. Or my dad will refuse to name a dog anything but like Fred or Hank or Jim.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways.
You know you interrupted Zana over here. She was telling us personal.
Back to Snuggles.
Back to Snuggle.
Snuggle. So what happened was Snuggle would not snuggle with you?
He would not. So when my parents had me or got me or whatever, they had Snuggles already before I came along. Snuggles could not stand that I ended up getting the attention. So Snuggles would like growl at me and try to bite me and all this stuff. So they ended up having to get rid of Snuggles. So sad to say, I was the reason for Snuggles' demise.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Your birth canceled Snuggles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Poor Snuggles.
So, well, he landed in a happy home.
I just picture him in like a back alley, nibbling on a pizza crust.
Why?
I don't know.
So now I get to live with that guilt and shame.
I just feel like, Xana's here! Hit the road, Snuggles!
Oh, God.
At least they didn't shoot him like in the old days.
Oh,
They would just take the dogs out.
Take them out back.
Snuggles is gone. Now, Ashley, have you had a dog?
I do currently. I have two.
Now, what
schnauzers.
was your first dog's name?
My first dog's name was Copper.
Copper?
Mm-hmm. Copper was a, what are those? I can't think of the breed. No, he was a
Copperhead?
chow. The big fluffy chows.
Yeah.
Like they get really big. Yeah, he was a chow.
And they never bark. They just like...
Well,
A dog who doesn't bark.
I've never seen chows bark. They just like look
we
at
didn't
you.
have Copper for very long.
What happened to Copper?
This is a really sad story. I don't think this is where we should start.
You know?
No.
Yeah, we're starting out with two lost dogs.
One dog got put down, and the other dog.
A little heavy introduction.
I think we just need to start over.
Okay.
We're not prepared.
Okay. We're not prepared. Whatever we've talked about, just ignore. Now, Ashley,
all dogs go to heaven.
Amen.
Ashley, you are the marketing What is your title? Marketing director?
I am the Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Nuvia.
VP?
Now, when you came in, did you insist on having that title?
I came in as the Director of Marketing, and then Lauren had a big vote of confidence in me and promoted me. And
Happened quick.
It did. It did. It's
During-
also been a lot of fun. I've been there for almost a year now.
During orientation, they promoted you the vice president.
Yep.
See what could happen, Xana?
Wicked fast.
Now, what is your title? What do you do, Xana?
Well, title is Director of Youth Advocacy at Pivot. So I work with foster youth over there and youth who may have had a little run-in with the law.
That would have been me. But yes.
Yeah, so I work with them at Pivot right now.
And you enjoy that.
I love it.
Now, and you were in California before?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was out in law school in California.
At a
San
bar.
Diego. At where?
At a bar.
At a bar?
Yeah, because you
I
say
mean,
you
I
got to get
occasionally
your...
went to a bar.
You got to get your bar here.
Oh, bar license. Yeah. So I'm licensed and a licensed attorney out in Maryland. That's where I took my bar exam. And then
Crab cakes and football, baby.
hello, come on now. Preach. And then I'm transferring my bar license back to Oklahoma.
Now, see how much better it is having a black person on? Because she will, like, respond to you.
I'm just learning that
This
you're
is
black. I don't see very well. No, I'm dead serious. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Not that that means anything. I'm
If
just
you're
saying.
blind out there, okay, we have one blind person, two black people, and then Ashley.
And then Ashley.
It's none of these
And there's
qualifications.
Ashley.
And so, okay, so are you Irish?
Irish
German?
Ashley.
I'm actually Polish.
Are you?
In fact, my Nana is a Holocaust survivor
Oh, wow.
and came here from Poland after the war. So I am, and I'm also, I've got some English in me too. I got all the issues.
Now, what
I'm
is
very,
your-
very,
What is
very
your
pale.
What was your Polish family name?
So my Nana's name is, her last name is Rehir,
We here.
but that I believe was her married name. And I don't know if I know her maiden name, which is terrible.
I know that a lot of Polish, when they came here, changed their names.
And she did because she actually, when she came over, was trying to make it in Hollywood. So actually, let me back up. First, she worked for the Pentagon because she spoke 7 different languages. And then Broadway back then, you know, this is during like Lucille Ball and Elvis Presley and all these folks. And she was an actor and a model. And so she had a screen name that she used for many years.
Is your grandma?
My great grandmother, she's
Great-grandmother.
still alive.
What?
Yeah, she's still alive. Lives in Pennsylvania. Has never driven a car in her whole life.
Join the
And,
club.
Yeah, you've driven.
Oh yeah, I have a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But she actually, she loves photos. So she literally carries these canvas bags with her everywhere she goes so she can show people photos. And I still remember sitting down with her one day and she's just flipping through them like it's no big deal. And there's photos of her with Lucille Ball. And then she flips this photo of her and this guy hanging out against an old Chevy car or whatever. And I'm looking, I said, Nana, is that Elvis Presley?
What?
Oh, Elvis, I just love him. And went on this, she was like hitchhiking with
We gotta
Elvis
fly her in.
Presley when he was on the road. And anyway, so she's a very interesting woman and has lived many lives at this
That is
point.
crazy.
Isn't that nuts? She's, yeah. I
Wow.
like telling people about her. And she is a Holocaust survivor, which, so every time I
How old
get
is
a
she?
chance to learn about World War. So no one's 100% sure, but she's somewhere between 95 and 97. But she'll go on rants and randomly drop her age. But she, like, if you just ask her how old she is, she will not tell you. She does not want people to know how old she is. So, yeah.
Wow.
She's nearing 100, though. She's
Because I was wondering if there's any Holocaust survivor under 100, but if she's telling the truth.
She was very young.
Way to
She
throw
was
that
very
down
young.
in there, Mark.
Hey, I'm just saying.
This guy, what were you? What animal were you?
Raccoon boy.
That's right, the bandit.
The bandit.
Now,
The good
were
bandit.
your grandparents in Hollywood too?
Yeah, hey, what did your great grandma do?
Well, not to one up you, but no, no, I can't one up that. No, my grandmother was out in Inglewood, California, so we were not.
Well,
in the
let's also
Holocaust,
recognize that
but-
one-upping the Holocaust is just a funny thought. Like,
right, not gonna happen.
We're not.
Not gonna try either.
Anyways.
Ultimate respect for your great grandmother. Oh my gosh.
Well,
But, yeah.
welcome to the show. We just spend a few minutes doing who knows what, but we do try and kind of swing it around so that we talk about something. So today, I'm flipped on. Okay, so you guys pick. You can pick the show. So, you ready, Mark?
I'm ready.
So either lying, like not telling the truth, or rage.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Should I talk about lying in front of my boss or let her know how much rage I have inside my heart?
Well, really, we should just ask them, and we don't have to reveal anything about
Why
it.
do I always think it's about me getting the pick?
I don't know.
You were looking at me. What should we talk about, ladies? Rage?
I feel like
or
you have the cool
lies?
great grandma story, so you should choose.
Oh, I don't want. Do we have a coin?
When's the
Maybe-
last time
maybe
you've told
lying.
When's the last time you've told
Lying?
a lie?
Lying.
Okay, lying.
Last time I told a lie. Oh, you picked lying?
Yeah.
And he asked, okay, when's the last time you.
Oh, you're gonna plot twist. She's gonna throw the
Well,
question to me.
Hot potato.
Before you go, so I'm reading this book by Malcolm Gladwell on talking to strangers, and he talks about he like has all these cases where people, like he brought up the Amanda Cox story, which she was accused of murder in England, but then she didn't do it.
Right.
And so the reason that she was guilty was because she had telltale signs that they thought was lying, but it was actually her nervousness. And how that really we think that we know how to read if somebody's lying, but it's only if people look confident. Like if one of the stories is like how in England, the prime minister and stuff, Hitler came over and he like had a firm handshake, looked him in the eye, and they all said, well, we could trust Hitler because he was and so, but it was all judged on.
Turns out big mistake.
Yes, but it was all judged on. They were looking at his cues, and his cues said that he was not lying. And so his whole theory is that we as humans cannot really tell when people are lying if their cues are not on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought that that was a fascinating article. Any thoughts on that so far?
Well, I will tell you, I'm one of those people that like we just talked about all the issues that are in me. I'm very pale, and when I get stressed or anxious or like in a tight spot, my whole face gives me away. Like my face turns red, my body starts changing colors. So I have like very strong physiological responses to
So if you start,
lying or discomfort or
your nose will grow and you'll turn red.
yeah, I mean, I'm not good. I'm not a good liar. Unless it's like a white lie, because I don't like hurting people's feelings. So I can be.
That's how my marriage is working. White lies.
Yeah.
A marriage built on white lies. Anyways,
I can
go.
tell white lies all day because I think I can see the good in them, right? Like, even though that's a misnomer too, because
Yeah.
if you're really being a good friend, you should
Zeta's
just
like,
be
I do this
honest
for.
with
Zeta's
people,
like, I do
but-
this for a living. So
Not quite.
An attorney?
It was funny.
I'm not probably the one you want to come to for
What?
that.
When I was a kid, I think all my lies were about not getting in trouble. As an adult, my lies are because I don't want people to not like me.
Oh.
So it's all
Yes.
based on
Yeah.
liking. And so, just, I guess, getting acceptance with people.
Do you have like? It doesn't have to be an exact example, but like, what's an example of that? Not to-
People say, do you want to come to my house for the Super Bowl? And I'll say, okay. Where in my head I go, I just want to sit and watch the Super Bowl by myself. And so there's an example. So
Yeah.
I do that all the time. And so I really trying to, I decided it's easier for me to speak less. Because the more I speak, the more I contend to bend the truth so that, I'm accepted in places. So you're nodding your head, Xana?
Yeah, I absolutely can relate to that. Like, I've been trying to learn to keep my mouth shut more so that I don't find myself in that exact same predicament. Because like you, and I think most of you probably can relate to that, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but at the same time, there's something inside, like my stomach turns when I tell a lie. You know what I mean? Do you have that gut feeling that's like, oh, I feel like a little yucky inside because
I
my
feel
body is
nothing.
telling me that you feel like I'm such a good liar. It's awesome. He's like over here, like, no, I'm really good, guys. You just have to see it. Yeah.
It's, I had some, like, and then when I do, like, if I'm really truthful, like brutally truthful, like I was in a meeting the other day, and the meeting it was supposed to be 2 hours, and it went 3 hours.
Ugh.
And I go, why do we say the meeting is 2 hours when it's going 3 hours? And so then they ended the meeting pretty soon. So later, though, the lady comes and she goes, I really got angry with you for saying that. And so those kind of things make me tend to not want to share honestly with people just because you get pushback if you are honest.
There's got to be that person in those situations, though, that like if I'm in that meeting, I'm in my head, I'm thanking you. 'Cause I'm like, well, thank goodness someone else is
Someone said it.
acknowledging.
I did have people say that.
Yeah,
It
because
wasn't her, though.
But did
I
they
have a
say it in
thing-
front of everybody? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
No.
there's just an epidemic
No.
with
It
meetings.
just came to you privately.
that
Yeah.
just-
Yes.
you get done and you're like, what has happened in this hour-long meeting? Like every meeting should be should be half. If it's a true like here's an agenda, and I'm the worst at not having an agenda, so I'm actually cause to the problem. But meetings sometimes that's another topic. Let's get back to lying. I love meetings. There's a lie.
Well, I think it shows your honesty, though, by saying, I've been the truth, which is a much more honest statement than I never lie. And I think that there's a point in my development of my esteem that I had to go, I am going to be imperfect. And
be okay with that.
yes.
Be comfortable with that.
That part.
How do you be honest about that with other people?
that I'm imperfect. I just I get in a lot of trouble, and like I'm in charge, and I get in trouble, and people will go, "Do you have that report ready that I sent you, or did you look at that email I sent you?" And so sometimes I'll go, yeah, I just looked, and I haven't like seen that thing at all. And then other times I go, no, I haven't looked at that yet. And but I have to consciously go, okay, just be truthful. You haven't looked at the email. I mean, you're not going to, but I mean, I have to put that in my head. It just doesn't come naturally, because the first thing I want to go, yeah, I looked at that. Then I run in.
Did you see it come through? Do you know it's in your inbox?
Sometimes no.
No, that's true. Very honest and truthful of you.
Sometimes no.
Because I've seen stuff in the inbox like before, and sometimes I'm just like, just don't want to read that right now because someone's going to read it all right when we get to the meeting.
So what's the point?
Like this, what we're going over, or like something like I don't know.
So yours is
So
kind of
you want an
rebellion.
agenda, but you don't want it ahead of time.
I just don't know what I want,
He doesn't
guys.
know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants.
Not
Just
prepared?
a lost raccoon boy.
It's so interesting having this conversation with you two. I'll just leave Mark out of it, just because one of the things that kind of stands out with me with both of you is your character. And you seem to both have like very strong character. But I think it's really helpful for people to know that you're not perfect and that character is not developed. It's not a perfect thing. We don't suddenly not have it and then we have it all the time. I just think it's situational and it's just it's very hard to keep in our world.
I think our jobs, I know you're trying to exclude me from this conversation, but I am going to pop in. I think a lot of the work we all do is a symbol of being imperfect because I feel like folks who really not just root for the underdog, like I'm an underdog. We're all underdogs in some way, shape, or form, but it is lines up with what all we do, right? And I think if you look around, like I know you're imperfect, Byron, even as you are the director of Possibilities Inc. But I love that's what draws me close to you. And I feel like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of that nonprofit work, like what did you do with your practice before? Like, what did you do?
Well, I actually graduated law school beginning of 2020 and then passed the bar in early 2022. So as far as practicing law, I haven't done that. What I did instead is started, which me and Byron talked about this not too long ago, mindful resolutions. So working with youth, teaching them some of the skill sets that I learned through law school and through working in the law for so many years.
What drew you to the underdog?
Because I was an underdog.
Pivot is like
That's
the greatest underdog story.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So what kind of underdog?
Well, I started in the foster care system in Oklahoma. And so when I said earlier that my parents got me, it's because I had to remind myself, I'm like, maybe that's not a first conversation thing. Hi, I'm adopted. But that's what I meant when I said with the dog situation that my parents had just got me. So I was adopted from the foster care system.
We started deep quick.
Boom. How you like it?
Yeah. Like,
look, you're going to get the real me.
unknowingly, we both started. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So that's why I'm so drawn to it. And because I stayed in trouble growing up because of some of those behavioral issues. So I love working with youth, 12 to 18, that are in trouble with the law, at risk, or foster.
It brings me joy knowing you were a troublemaker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I stayed in trouble.
Yeah.
Christian Heritage Academy. Shout out.
Ashley, you seem like you would have ratted us out.
No.
Would you?
Ashley knows trouble because she likes to be She likes to be the person along on the trouble, but the only one who can be like,
doesn't get in
"Let's get out of
trouble."
here."
Who's not doing it? She's
The
not.
voice of wisdom.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, I love what's going on, but time to get out of here."
Put
Well, I
your-
told Mark I told him a story that I will not tell here, but I told him, I said, I learned really early on, I am not good at getting away with things. It goes back to like, I have all
you
the
turn
tells.
all the colors. Yes.
So at a very young age, I learned like I am not that person that can do something wrong and get away with it. Like ever. It didn't matter how big or small it was, I always got caught. And so I mean maybe that's my parents were Johnny on the spot. I don't know, but I am a rule follower, and so I like to be around the fun, but I'm always a little nervous. I'm like, guys, we're crossing
pushing the
that
envelope.
line.
Well, with that, we're going to end our show. Thank you, ladies,
This has been
very
fun.
much for coming. Say it went very quickly, didn't it?
It
Yep, it
did.
did.
Thanks for having
Now,
us.
was that
Yeah.
truthful or just?
No, it went quickly. Like,
Okay, I
seriously.
just
True story.
since we're lying here, this went really quickly.
And fun. I love
This
getting,
was so fun. No,
You're one of the true. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Liar! Ladies and
Very
gentlemen,
nice to meet you. Get to know you.
you have been listening to We
Are.
Not.
Prepared.
Oh, Ashley Howard with the
Very nice. Thank you all. Have
Goodbye,
a very
friends.
great day. Bye bye.
Have a good day.